Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Bucket List Mom. My name is Elizabeth and I'm so glad you're here. Today is going to be an awesome video. I am really excited to finally share with you guys what my top 10 bucket list items are. So I have had my channel now for a couple of months and I've done a lot of different videos about weight loss, and I've done videos on my family's activities and things we've been doing, and we've definitely been chunking off some things that I've wanted to do on my bucket list, but I have some pretty major ones that I would like to accomplish someday in my life. So I've narrowed them down to the top 10 most important ones to me, and I'm going to share them with you today. So these are not in any particular order except for the top one, which I'll share with you at the end. So the first one I have on my list is that I want to completely rebuild and restore a 1970 Chevy Chevelle and then drive it around town and own it. That is my car. I don't know why. I absolutely love Chevelles, but it has to be a 1970. I don't know why. It's just really important to me. I've wanted to do that since high school, and I'm 36 now, and the opportunity has just not presented itself, and someday it's going to. I'm declaring that over my life because I really want to restore an old car and own an old car, but it has to be a Chevelle. So that is the first thing. The second thing is to take gourmet cooking classes, which is really funny that I have that on my list for a top 10 bucket list item because, you guys, I hate to cook. I really do. I hate cooking. I hate cooking. Maybe that's because I don't feel super proficient at it. I hate cooking meat. I hate cooking around the heat. It freaks me out. I can do it. I just don't enjoy it. But I would really love to take some cooking classes where I become like proficient at it, where I know how to do a lot of different stuff, where I know what the utensils are for, and where I could create some really amazing kind of gourmet meals. I am not a very good or proficient cook at all. I can make meals for my family, I can, but I would really like to get better at that. So that is a second thing. The next one is to learn to play the piano super duper well, and also I've combined with it to take voice lessons. So one thing I absolutely love, probably the thing in this world that I love to do the most, is sing. I love singing. I'm a little shy about it. I don't necessarily love to sing in front of other people too much, except my family hears it nonstop. It's constant. I sing and I don't even realize I'm doing it. I think I'm fairly decent. I think I'm a fairly decent singer. I'm definitely not tone deaf, but I don't have control over my voice in the way that I would like to, and sometimes I don't feel like my voice is as strong as I would like it to be, where I would like to be able to really like project or throw my voice. I don't know the right terms, but that is something really important to me, to be really kind of accomplished singer, mostly for myself, like feel like I'm actually good at it for myself. And so growing up, I played the clarinet, I played the oboe. I think that's it. I can play a bit on the piano, I can read music, but I'm not a proficient piano player by any means. I want to be like good. I want to be really good and be like, yes, I know how to play the piano. So that is something really big on my list. Actually, singing and piano and music is one of the top things on there. So that is number 3. Number 4 is to lose the weight and feel what it feels like to be in really good shape again. It's been a long time, you guys. It's been at least 16 years or more since I have been in decent shape and felt good and felt like weight loss wasn't something hanging over my head, that I felt like I was at goal weight. I don't actually know what my goal weight is or where I will normalize. I want to say it's somewhere around 140 pounds. That's what I was when I was in really good shape before, but that was pre-children. So I might normalize somewhere around 150, 160. I'm not even totally sure. But this is something off my bucket list that I am actively pursuing right now. I have posted quite a few videos on my channel so far, giving you recipes, telling you what I'm doing to lose weight, giving you updates, and I'm going to continue to do so. And I really hope to accomplish this one soon. This next one has been on my bucket list since I've been a little kid, and I wish I had done it when I was like 18, but it is go skydiving. And it's on my list as something I really need to do for myself. I really want to go skydiving, and to be honest, I'm not sure it's one I'm ever really going to accomplish. I am nervous. I'm a little scared to do it. I should have done it when I was 18 and young and didn't care and wasn't a mom. I'm nervous. I have a lot of kids and depending on me, and I absolutely want to be here for them, so I'm nervous to do anything that feels irresponsible for my kids, and so I'm nervous about that one. I used to love flying in airplanes when I was little. And something happened about 12 years ago. We went to Vegas when my daughter was a 4-month-old baby, and like, I don't know what happened, but I have been scared of flying ever since. I just didn't feel right on that flight, and I haven't felt right since, and I no longer like to fly. It just freaks me out. I can do it. I can make myself do it, but oh, I don't know. I don't even know how I would get in the plane to go do the skydiving. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm putting that one out there. If I ever have a video on, hey, I went skydiving, go watch it, because it's a big deal. It will be a big deal if that's one that I end up accomplishing on my list, but it has to be on there because it's one of the top 10. It really is. I feel like I really need to do that in my life for me. Not pressure from anyone else, but just something I really need to do. So we will see, but rest assured that if that happens, it will be documented on this channel. Okay, this next one, number 6, is a fun one. This is something my husband and I have talked about doing for a really long time. Neither one of us really wants to dance right now. It's not fun when you're overweight to go dancing, but since both of us are working on our weight loss, when we get into decent shape, one thing I really want to do is learn how to swing dance, like really good swing dancing. I love the 1920s era. It really fascinates me, and I want to learn swing dancing and become really good at it. But then I also want to go, and I don't even know if Phoenix has these or if other cities have these, but I want to go to like a swing dancing club where you dress up like a flapper, you dress up in the 1920s like gear, and you go and you hang out with other people and you really pretend like you're in the 1920s, and you go and you swing dance and you have a whole night of swing dancing and having fun. I think that would be so awesome. We love the music, we love the style, we just love everything about it. And then it kind of goes with it, but I want to own a Duesenberg on top of it. It's a really cool car. It's got like a wheel like on the side with like a convertible top. And so if you show up in that thing, it's like, yeah, you're really cool. So that's something big on my bucket list I would really like to do. I don't know if we're gonna get to that anytime soon while we have kids. I just don't know, but I could definitely foresee us being older, in our 50s or 60s. Yeah, that would be awesome. Number 7 is to do mission work, probably in India. I feel very drawn to India. I'm not sure why, but I really have a heart for the people. I love the people there. Their culture really fascinates me, and I have an interest in India. I'm not sure why or where that comes from, but it's definitely there. And so I have shared before on this channel that I am of the Christian faith, and one of the things that I just feel like I need to do in my life as part of a calling kind of tied to my faith is to go serve somewhere, probably in India. I would love to spend months at a time somewhere else. I don't know if I'll ever actually permanently move somewhere on the mission field. It would be very hard to leave my kids when they're grown. I don't know. I don't know what our family will be called to. We're always open to whatever God has for us, and I hope someday to do mission work in India. That is definitely something that I feel like I need to do. I hesitate to call it a bucket list because it's not. It's more so a calling on my life, but it's something that I feel like I definitely need to do before I die. So mission work is pretty high up there on the list. I really like to get my hands dirty. I really like to work hard, and I like to serve. So I definitely foresee more serving in the future. The next one I put is own a home, and it's not really just any home though. I want to own like a super really nice, huge mansion type of home. And for the most part, I'm not materialistic. I'm not into that. I'm not into status. I'm not into brand name stuff. I really am not. But for some reason, a big house that just really feels like a home has some like deep need for me. Growing up, I just associated that with a big, happy family. And so it's just something that's kind of been on my bucket list forever. I have now, as an adult, kind of disconnected from that, that I can have my big family and we don't necessarily need to live in this perfect, beautiful house, to be happy. We don't. We're really happy with what we have. And I don't know if I'll ever truly be able to afford that or truly be able to like kind of get there. I'm happy. I'm happy with my house. I'm happy with what we have, but I do daydream about it. I do daydream about everything being beautifully designed and clean and like exactly like what I want, you know, build it to our exact specifications. And one thing that's like really big for me, I'm a little on the OCD side, I'm a little more type A. I like everything very like clean and organized. That's definitely me. And so I like where everything has like a place in the house. And for years and years we've lived in pretty tiny houses where you have to put things in different places that don't necessarily make sense. So even in this house, which is a pretty nice size actually, we have a lot stored like in the garage, because we don't have basements here in Phoenix, and so you can't park both your cars in the garage because you've got to have somewhere to put some of your stuff. But it's stuff we all need to keep, you know, because we don't want to keep rebuying it. And then, like, for instance, we have a coat closet here, which is awesome, but all the kids' like paint and Play-Doh and everything supplies go up in that closet. It's been like that for years, and that's just where I keep it. But it doesn't make sense. Like, it's supposed to only be like coats and gloves and hats and things like that, and shoes. Like, we put our shoes in there, but the paints go in there too, and it just drives me nuts. So a big house that can like accommodate spaces for all these things, like that's what I daydream about. So I put that on there. I don't know if I'll ever get there. I don't know if it necessarily needs to be this huge like mansion. I don't know if I desire that, but I do desire for it to feel really nice and decorated and homey and a place where we can really live in it and feel comfortable. And I just don't feel like we've quite gotten there yet with any of our houses. And so that is number 8. So the next one I put on there I had to include, but I hesitate to call it part of my bucket list because it's not really a bucket list thing, sort of like the mission work was. This one is to adopt from China, and it's not really a bucket list. It's more so like a calling I have in my life, but it has been something I've wanted to do since elementary school, probably at least by age 9 or 10. And so much so that when I got married at age 18, like I was looking for a man who was open to adoption, because it's something that I just absolutely felt like I had to do with my life. But it was very specific to China, and then we have adopted. We ended up adopting from foster care, which was something I didn't see coming. I didn't know God had that for us, but we said yes, and I love that we did. I love that that is something that we were able to do in our life, because it's just a huge blessing. It's a huge blessing. However, I do feel very strongly that China is on my radar also. It's just something that's been there. I don't know, since I've been a little girl, I always thought we would adopt a daughter from there. In more recent years, I've been open to adopting a son from there too, or maybe both, maybe more than one child. It's not something that's actively in the works for right now. We aren't sure when or if that will ever happen. If it does, it has to be led by God, and we have to be called from Him, and He'll appoint it in the right time. So I don't know when that will happen, but it's definitely something on my list, so much so that any children we would get are already named. It's a big deal for me. It's something that I definitely feel like I need to do in this lifetime. So we'll see how that goes down. I don't know what the future holds, but it's up there as one of the top things that I need to do. All right, and so this last one is the top bucket list thing I need to do in my life. I'm really excited to share it with you because it is my number one thing. It's huge for me. And that is to go visit a tropical rainforest. I don't care what tropical rainforest, it just has to be a tropical rainforest. Probably I would enjoy the Amazon in Brazil the most, just because it is like the tropical rainforest. And that comes from first grade. When I was in first grade, I don't know if we were studying the rainforest, but the whole first grade hallway, the big, long, huge hallway, was transformed into a rainforest. And if you were around in the 80s or early 90s, schools, I don't know if they still do, but our school had like these huge, like circular rolls of paper on this big like cart, and they were like colored paper, and so you could just like pull them off and get tons and tons of paper. So we used that paper to like cut out things like trees and like twist the brown papers into like vines, and we made all kinds of like animals and different things. And the whole hallway was literally like vines hanging from the hallway, big leaves everywhere, trees everywhere, and the whole everything, this every square inch was a rainforest. It was absolutely amazing. And since that time, since first grade, you guys, I have needed to go to the rainforest. I want to hear the sounds. I want to see the interesting animals. Like, I need the full experience. and I have no idea how I'm going to get there yet. I have no idea how I'm going to do this, but it is my number one thing that's just a really big deal for me. I am going to be making a separate video of the top places that I want to travel on my bucket list, because traveling it needs its own whole separate one, because there's a lot of bucket list experiences of traveling that I need to do. But I had to put the rainforest on this bucket list because it is the number one thing. It really is. I have to go to a rainforest. So thank you guys so much for watching. Those are my top 10 things that I need to accomplish in my lifetime or experience in my lifetime as part of my bucket list. That is my intentional living plan. I have to do these things before I die. And so thank you so much for watching, sticking with me till the end. If you would please subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Do comment down below. I love to interact with you guys. I love to read comments. Tell me what's on your bucket list. What are your top things? I am always looking for things to add to my bucket list. Chances are whatever you put down there is something I'm going to be interested in too. And someday what my hope really is for this channel is to be able to travel around and meet some of you and do your bucket list item with you and help make your bucket list things come true. And so that's my whole goal behind this channel, is not just to make videos for people to watch me. It's more so to get to interact with you guys and create a community around living intentionally and taking care of ourselves and pouring into ourselves as moms. And someday I hope to get to do some things like that with you guys as well. So thank you so much. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Start to sail along these ocean waves. Nobody knows how to find us. It's turning out to be a perfect day. I just wanna leave our normal lives behind us. So let's get lost out here, no one else out here. Find ourselves out here.